Let's break down how I did this 3D poker chip vortex effect. This is the original clip we were working with. First, we're going to drag and drop Mocha AE to do some tracking. Find a good contrasting point. I use this area, a lot of contrast. Right here, I'm just lining up the points so it can match the angle of the table. Double check that by turning on the pink grid. So now we can see it lines up with the table and the track is actually going all the way through. Nothing is intruding. Next, we're going to create a null. A null is used to transfer the data that we just tracked. So we're going to do that, create it, send it all the way over to the null, apply export. Here we have the data just confirming that we got it on that null. Now we're going to open up a solid and create element 3D and drag and drop it over there. Instantly go into scene setup. Now we're going to import our 3D object. I'm just going to find it right here. Boom. Poker chip. There we go. Upload it. Normalize it just so we can see it. Now we're going to add the diffusion, and this is going to add pretty much the look of it. But before we do that, I'm going to go in here and add this background so we have the reflection. Now we got the textures right here. I think I'm going to go blue with this just for whatever we're doing. I'm feeling blue. So now we're going to go in here and add the normal bump. It's going to just give it the texture so it will look kind of a little bit more realistic. I'm going to the particle look, multi-object, and make sure you check that. Now we're going to change the rotation random so we can have it moving around, and you can see that these are 3D. We're going to increase the particle count. I'm just going to play around with this until it looks good. Now we're just going to position the 3D artifacts onto the table. Change the rotation of them all. Just make it match. Now I'm spreading them out. Now I feel like we got a good start point. Now I'm going to create keyframes. So set all these keyframes, F9 to easy ease. Now click the pick whip and drag and drop it onto that null. This is to just show that it's tracking and it's moving with the scene. Here we're changing the Z rotation, and this is going to give it the vortex look. So now we're going to go into the Z position and we're going to animate it so that it rises up because we want that rising look. Next, as it rises, we're going to have it scatter and just space out a little bit more. Just give it more depth. Now I'm adding rotation random so we can get them individually spinning. And as you see, it's starting to get to the look that we are, aiming for. Now we're getting into the sauce. People ask me how my 3D elements look so realistic. It's because of the lighting. We go into the ambient occlusion, change that to ray tracing. We go to shadows. We enable that and change that to ray tracing as well. Next, we're going to add a Gaussian blur because at the bottom of the scene, I want it to be blurry just like the rest of the stuff that's in the scene, just to make it blend in with it. And then we're going to animate it so that it slowly comes out and we can see it a little bit more visibly, just like how actually a camera would be. Here we're going to add some motion blur, and the motion blur is really going to sell this effect, making it look realistic. And now we're going to add lumetri color. And this is just to blend it in with the scene a little bit more, turn it a little bit blue when it's next to that blue light down at the table, or teal, I mean. And as it rises, I'm just going to make it more come into its own color. So this is what we're getting. More sauce. You got to add some noise to your 3D elements. And so I added about 10 noise to it. Now here's the part where I rotoscope him out. This is not necessary, but I just do this to make the rotoscope look a little bit more smoother. And after that, this is the results you get. To do this, you're going to need After Effects and Element 3D. Like, subscribe, follow, and let me know what I should teach next. And I'm out.